Yo, 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 another guitar lesson here for you guys. We're going to dive into that metronome a little bit more here. So, this lesson's really going to focus on a lot of you that play at home for fun. You're still wanting to develop your chops a little bit. You're wanting to get better. You're not necessarily playing with people. Now, this obviously, I would encourage every guitar player or musician to use a metronome, no matter what your skill or where you are in your journey of music. But that being said, I know a lot of people and a lot of students I've taught in the past just like to play guitar for fun, and they want to get better. And the metronome, they don't use it. They just don't use it. And then a lot of the problems that arise when I'm teaching these students is, as you might guess, their rhythm. And when you lock in rhythmically with what you're doing, what you're playing, it makes a huge difference. It really, the lines you play just kind of come to life when you're grooving, when you're locked into the pocket. So we're going to work on the metronome a little bit today, or playing with the metronome, practicing with the metronome. So this first exercise, I'm just gonna kind of just play along with it, show you what I do. This is a Pro Metronome is what it's called. It's an app. It's free. Download it on your phone or tablet or whatever. Or any metronome will do. So I've got it set at 60 beats per minute. So, and I encourage you to also just maybe play along with me if you want. That might be another way to practice with a metronome indirectly. Practice with my metronome. So here's 60 beats per minute. So the first thing you want to do, if you've never played with a metronome, is you want to keep the guitar playing as simple as possible. If you're trying to play complex stuff with a metronome and you've never played with a metronome, odds are it's probably not going to work out for you. So I'm just going to play one note. So all my attention right now is with the metronome. When you're playing something simple on the guitar, you don't need to give it your attention as much. So just one note. I'm just really locked into that metronome. And you can pause the video if you want. Get your guitar, play along with me. And this tempo's pretty slow tempo. And the slower the tempo is not necessarily easier. So if you're listening there, I wasn't super on it every time, especially because I'm trying to talk at the same time. That's a new skill for me. But I'm listening to the metronome, and that's just the most important part. If you're not listening to the metronome, how are you going to play with it? And this will help you too if you decide to play with other people, or if you are currently playing with a band. It's going to help you, like you might need to listen to the drummer more. Maybe you need to lock in with the bass player. There's a lot of things you can be listening to while you're performing, okay? So now let's do same thing, 60 beats per minute. We're going to do this minor pentatonic scale. Okay? So yeah, let's try it out. So again, 60 beats per minute is pretty slow, and we're just doing quarter notes. So if it's frustrating, if you're rushing, or if you can't quite get locked in, it's okay to change the tempo, especially at first when you're first learning how to use the metronome. Maybe bump it up to 75 or 80. It's a more natural tempo, because we all feel music differently and we all have our own rhythm. Most people are going to fall in between probably 80 to 115, 120 maybe, that they're going to really prefer to play. And if you get slower than 80 or faster than 120, that's when things start to break down. So this one we're starting at 60. So just try it out here with me. And again, if you want to play along, Just going to play this pentatonic scale here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat the last note. Okay. Now, that sounds very remedial and very simple, but you'd be amazed at how good that is for your sense of rhythm, to be able to lock in at a slower tempo, or at any tempo, really. That's just quarter notes. So if you want to continue to do that for a while, go for it. Now we're going to try eighth notes. So eighth notes is just simply twice as fast as quarter notes. So we're playing 2 notes per beat. Okay. And this is really where the metronome comes into play, because you can really hone in on your rhythmic kind of clarity and understanding, the grid that is the rhythmic grid. Okay. So quarter note, or excuse me, eighth notes. Again, 1 note, we'll just play that G note. So we'll lock in, and you count quarter notes. You can think of it, if you want to count it, as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So that's 2 notes per beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now let's try the scale. And again, try to play along with me if you can. I'm going to just play this whole scale up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go twice. Again. Oops. Missed one of the notes. So, yeah, this is just a lesson to just kind of get you going. That's quarter notes and eighth notes. Obviously, there's a lot of other denominations, and there's a whole slew of things we can do on the metronome. And I plan to do some more videos for you with the metronome. I really love practicing with the metronome. It's very fruitful. My playing gets better and better the more I bring my attention to my rhythm, and the metronome's a really great way to just work on that. So if you guys have any questions, as usual, leave them in the comments. Hit me up. Let me know how this lesson lands. And all right, peace out.